Do you guys know who Steven Crowder is? I guess we're doing this. Anybody? Steven Crowder? Does his name ring a bell? Steven Crowder is a right wing, he's like a right wing commentary guy. He just got into a whole lot of shit for a video that just surfaced with him and his now ex-wife. Then during the video they were married. It was about two years ago that the video came out, and well, it doesn't look very good in Steven's favor. But I wanted to take a look at it. But first, let's start with the video itself, which is about 3 minutes long.
I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary at abusive and cruel. You are not taking the car.
I drew a boundary at abusive and cruel. You are not taking the car.
Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
There's no groceries. I'd be happy.
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first? Hillary, how do you respect the man? Yes. How do you, man? How do you, man? You see love and respect. No. How do you, man? No, you're not taking the car.
Steven,
You're not taking the car.
Steven, I will ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
It's not about Steven. Okay, Steven, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Steven.
Like, I can't
Steven.
go. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're going to take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't.
Wait.
Like, I can't
Steven.
go. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're going to take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
I can't call my friends?
It's not about Steven.
Get an Uber.
So what is a threat? What is the threat?
No. How do you, man? No, you're not taking the car.
You're not taking the car.
You're not taking the car.
Steven,
You are not.
then I will ask them to pick me up.
Then I will ask somebody to pick me up. Would you like who would you like me to ask?
Right?
It's not about Steven.
Get an Uber.
Okay, Steven, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Steven.
Like, I can't
Steven.
go. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're going to take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either.
Steven,
Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
Steven,
You're making it work. Can you do that? The only way out of this is discipline and respect. It's the only way out of it, or we're at an impasse.
we are at an impasse.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline or respect.
Steven,
Yeah. There you go. You throw your hand.
I love you. I'm committed to you.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not trying to.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything.
He gets angrier and angrier. By his own admission, he screams, "I will fuck you up," at his pregnant wife, who then flees. Hey. Yeah, it's looking pretty abusive. Here's the thing. Steven Crowder's already a piece of shit, okay? That's one. Two, she knew who Steven Crowder was when she dated him, right? So it's not like Steven Crowder is this, like, it's not like Steven Crowder is, what's the word? Like, it's not like she didn't know who he was. It's not like she didn't know what she was getting into. Let me see. And we don't know how their relationship is before this. Okay? One, You know, I mean, like, if you want me to, like, put money on it, I'd put money on that he's abusive, but you can't write it off completely as abuse, right? One, the fact that it took 2 years for this to drop. Um, Two, like, a couple of things. So,
No, you just did it. I drew a boundary at abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car because
okay, so he says I drew a boundary at abusive and cruel. So I'm guessing she called him abusive and cruel, and
if
that
you
triggered him.
refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
And I guess she wants to take the car and leave and go out to do, you know, I just get away from everything, right? Steven Crowder doesn't necessarily like that.
There's no groceries today. I'd be happy.
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request.
Like, he has money for another car. We don't know where the other car is, right? Like, and this is also a relationship that's already on the way out. Like, I don't know. I feel like here's the only thing I can say, right? When you have a piece of shit like Steven Crowder, and he is a piece of shit, I feel like you know exactly, if you're his woman, you know exactly how to act in a way to not get him angry, right? Even though it is abusive, that is abusive. You're trying hard to not get this person angry, um, but my thing is, could she be purposefully doing things in order to get him angry? Like, is he in a way being manipulated into getting good footage for this?
But I'll go do it. How about you first?
Although, hold on. They both know the camera's there. So it'd be pretty hard to manipulate him into doing something if they both know. You know what I mean? If they both know the camera's there. Yeah, this is hard.
Hillary, how do you respect me?
Because we already know Steven Crowder's a piece of shit. It's just the question is whether his pregnant wife is or not. Right? Because he does say things like, you say I love you as a response instead of doing what you're supposed to do, which is kind of what she did. Like, Steven, I love you. Steven, I love you. And his response of, I don't love you, is sort of like the counteract the I love you. I don't know. It's looking pretty bad for Steven. Well, there were a couple people that commented on this.
Okay, I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you, and the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it, you go, no. But I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. It's not fair, and it's disingenuous.
This was not my choice. My then wife decided that she didn't want to be married anymore. And in the state of Texas, that is completely permitted. That's not my choice. She simply wanted out, and the law says that that's how it works. Now, of course, look, I get it. There are multiple sides to every...
Why do you keep saying that like you just would keep her against her will if you had the choice? That's honestly what that sounds like. The law says I have to let her go, so we gotta let her go.
story, but one thing that is undeniable in this case is that it's no one's fault but my own in that I picked wrong.
And that I picked wrong? The thing that makes him most angry is that the wife can legally divorce him without his permission. Yeah. Yeah, everybody noticed that the fact he kept coming back to that legal thing. God, really? Why Candace Owens is wrong about Steven Crowder's marital argument. Alright, let's see the people who have the worst takes in the fucking world.
We are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Fit Podcast, man. It's Friday. We got a very important episode, guys. A lot of controversy. We're going to break down the argument between Steven Crowder and his wife with an RP lens, because a lot of these people don't know what they're talking about. Let's get into it.
Let's go. Now, holding that against him, Daily Wire knew the information that he was getting divorced before many other people. And who works at Daily Wire? For whatever reason, Candace knew the information beforehand. And she made a couple of videos hinting jabs at it before this even happened. So Steven came out, talks about his divorce, what's happening, and some people were holding this against him as extortion. And you can guess who I'm talking about right now.
Candace Owens.
Made that insinuation towards her.
And this leads to this video being shown today of Candace kind of attacking him in a more direct light.
Yeah.
All right, here's the thing about Fresh and Fit. They don't lie. They just have shit takes. That's all. Like, Fresh just broke down very succinctly, better than I did, and even more information than I had, this whole situation. Which I appreciate that shit. Hell yeah, Fresh. Stay solid, brother.
So she wasn't happy about those allegations, and she made that very apparent that she wasn't happy about those allegations. And you know, at the Daily Wire and Crowder situation, bro, a lot of drama, guys. We're talking about like recording phone calls, you know, contracts leaks, you know, all this crap. Which I'm not gonna go into crazy detail about that, but just know that it's ugly between Crowder and Daily Wire, which kind of sucks because, you know.
Overly spoken dad packs.
Mindset, right?
Yep.
There's not a lot of people that think
you are not wrong
like we do on this side of the internet. We're fairly logically, right? Like I said before, we all have the same. We agree on the same things. It just, I mean, I think we have a different mindset as far as like how to adapt
solutions
to it.
for it.
We have a different solution. We have a more modern approach to it that puts men in an advantageous situation, which people might not necessarily agree with because we're super pro masculinity here and guys defending from the current sexual marketplace. And tradcons believe in, you know, certain traditional things, which I actually do believe in, but I don't think in 2023 they're achievable anymore, unfortunately.
And all this back and forth let the crowd go into Rumble. So Rumble.
Yeah, shout out to Rumble once again.
There you go, man.
So we'll play a portion here, guys, of this situation. And you guys, you guys can take away what you want here, but clearly y'all know Candace is not happy that she was, it was insinuated that she was extorting Crowder. So this video is not her. This isn't a hit piece. Let's just keep it 1,000, bro.
And respectfully, she can defend herself, but you know, we'll watch it.
Yeah, we'll watch a portion of it. Go ahead. Let's run the
So
clip.
a bit of breaking news that just happened, and before we get to it, I just want to back up and tell you why we are discussing this breaking news, because it's occurred to me that there are some people out there who believe that to be a conservative, what it means is that we become tribal and we defend other conservatives even when they do things that are wrong.
Hearing her voice brings up the deepest pits of fucking hatred from my inner fucking soul. God.
That we don't discuss things that are horrible on our own side because we need to just make sure that we score wins in other ways, and that is wrong. So that to me is the exact opposite of why I have this platform. I am not tribal. I want to expose things when they are bad on the left, and I will also expose things when they are bad on the right. Obviously, I have been interested in the Steven Crowder saga pertaining to his divorce because he literally inserted me into his divorce a couple of days ago. And his wife and family are now speaking out regarding that video in which he told people publicly that his wife was leaving him. You remember this. He chose wrong. And he essentially made it sound as if he did not want his marriage to end, but his wife simply wanted to leave. Well, she has responded by giving video, and I'm
curious to know their take on the actual video footage. Because, yeah, I'm not going to say Fresh and Fit are, you know, bullshit completely. Because they're not. That wouldn't be true. But, like, I don't agree with a lot of their takes. We'll say that.
Yeah, sure, Ali.
I think the whole, like, getting in shape and maybe even the financial advice that they give you is top notch and top tier. But a lot of the how women think, like, I don't think they know what the hell they're talking about. I know they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Right? And he's the one that actually got this thing on Twitter, right? And he goes, number one, exclusive. I've obtained over 3 minutes of video of Steven Crowder being emotionally abusive.
Or, oh, excuse me, they only know what, like, Miami thoughts. they know the minds of Miami thoughts. You know what I mean? Like,
Toward his pregnant wife, Hillary. Okay, guys, make a note right there at emotionally abusive. Okay, we're gonna put our red lenses on here very soon, and we're gonna exercise some critical thought. All right. And a statement said to me, her family says she hid the emotional abuse she was dealing with for years. All right, scroll down. And then part two, the family of Hillary Crowder says she spent years hiding her husband's emotional abuse from her family, that he lied about the circumstances around their divorce, that he wasn't present for the birth of their twins. Full statement in my story. Scroll down. And then 2 days ago, Steven Crowder spoke about his divorce for the first time. Before he did, he informed his wife's divorce attorney. As my report reveals, his wife's attorney asked him not to speak about it. Crowder did anyway. Okay. Scroll down. And that's the video that we showed y'all from before in the part 4. Here's a full statement from the family of Steven Crowder's soon-to-be ex-wife, Hillary. Her family only issued this statement after Steven spoke about their divorce against Hillary's wishes. The statement is detailed and alleges years of abuse. Okay, scroll down. And then part 5,
you dick.
Steven Crowder has responded to my story.
You dick.
Okay, scroll.
Hillary is currently living alone in Dallas, apart from her family and support system in Michigan, and is focused on taking care of her young children. She is not prepared at this time to speak about her divorce becoming public or the misleading statements made by Steven about their relationship. The truth is that Hillary spent years hiding Steven's mental and emotional abusive behavior from her friends, family, while she attempted to save their marriage. She was the one who was asking to work on their relationship to keep the marriage intact for their unborn children. In June of 2021, Steven left their home to pursue elective surgery. Hillary urged him to get the help he needed to address his abuse, with the hope that their marriage could be saved and they could peacefully live together as a family. Instead, Steven refused to do so and chose not to be with his wife during the birth of their twins. After the birth, Steven bought a townhouse and left their home permanently. Hillary was unaware that Steven had hired a divorce attorney and asked his assistant to cut off Hillary financially. And this is significant documentation substantiating these facts.
Go down.
We hope Steven will cease speaking publicly about these personal matters in an untruthful manner. We also look forward to there being full transparency in the legal process, so there is fairness and accountability for the actions that caused the divorce, and to ensure the outcome is what is best interests of the young children. Or what is in the best interest of the young children. It's fucking blurry.
And then part 5, Steven Crowder has responded to my story. First, you don't need context for the full video in my story. Also, while he's acting as if his wife attacked him first, he spoke about their divorce despite being asked not to, and then lied by essentially calling her a homewrecker. So this...
I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary of abusive and cruel. You were not taking...
Quick, Chris, and play it from the beginning.
I feel like a very small amount. Because, like, dude, I know a lot of guys that are, like, big children, though, right? Like, 4 or 5 different baby mamas. And then you look at the baby mamas, and they're, like, working hard, like, hustling, like, really getting shit done, right? And you're kind of like... You know, like, first of all, you're like, why did you even choose this dude who has never held a job? And I feel like if you're looking at, like, club chicks, right? Like, if you're in one particular genre, like, these guys are in Miami. So if you're in the Miami scene, you have, or LA too, like, you have nothing but women that are looking for really rich men who have power so they don't have to work and don't have to do anything, and maids cook and clean and blah, blah, blah. And these guys are like, there are no women out here that are really, who work and cook and clean and like, and they're just not in the fucking clubs in Miami. You know what I mean? That's what you very rarely find them in places like that. Because they have to go to work in the morning. Right? Or they have, some of them do have kids. And they also want women with low body counts. I mean, I guess to each his own, but depending on how old you are, like, I only cared about that when I was in, like, high school, right? Like, how many people did she sleep with in the school? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one was too many, right? Like, that's the only time I cared about body count was when I was fucking 15, and I didn't have a body count my goddamn self. So, like, there's I feel like a lot of the time what fresh and fit and like what a lot of the red pill community are doing is they're focusing on a small subset of women, right? And they're telling men that they need to be basically the 1.100 percentile of man in order to get a woman, right? Like, when in actuality, if you take the fucking exercise advice, if you take the confidence advice, and if you take the financial advice, you're going to be above like 80% of the dudes out of here, right? And like a lot of the people that follow them are dudes who've had their heart broken real bad by one chick, two chick, red chick, blue chick, whoever, right? And because of that, they then turn to this ideology that's like, oh, she would fuck this Chad alpha male. That's who I need to become. She's still not gonna fuck you afterwards, right? That's just not the chick for you, bruh. What you need to do is you need to upgrade yourself, right? Like, there was a Wiz Khalifa that was like, instead of worrying instead of worrying about who that bitch fucking, why don't you get you some money? Done. 9 times out of 10, she see me stunting. All right, I'm not going. Anyway, it's 100% just like upgrade yourself, go out a little bit, get rejected, bruh. Like, that's the thing. If you're gonna be successful, then you're gonna need to get rejected and then come back. Like, you gotta be able to take no. You gotta be able to take no and laugh it off and keep it moving. Because that no, the way you take that no could turn into a yes, maybe not then, but the next time you see her. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, like, that's just what life is, bro. I just took an L recently. I thought I deserved a raise, and I did not get that raise. And so what am I going to do? Am I going to get sad? Am I going to say, oh, I'm going to quit my job now? Nah. Just got to take that shit. Okay, what do I need to do to get it? All right, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get it. Right? I'll be getting up earlier. I've been starting to work a lot earlier so I can get the spots earlier. Like, I think that, I kind of got fucked over a little bit, but it's good. You just got to keep it moving. I mean, that's just in general, though. You're going to fucking fall down. You got to get back up. Life is not a movie. Motherfuckers think life is a movie. I mean, in even movies, you have fall downs, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go to an Alcoholics Anonymous spot one time, bro. Or a fucking Narcotics Anonymous and hear about a motherfucker relapse, right? Like, yeah, I was clean for 5 years, relapse. 5 years down the drain. All right, I got to start from scratch again. Day 1. Week 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what it is. And you got to fucking do it, right? So it's like, a lot of these guys are like, I'll never become anything. And a lot of these guys are upgrading, but they're upgrading with this mentality that, like, a woman's place is in a certain area and they're not getting women because, like, they're not these Miami chicks. You're not fucking Drake. You're not going to tell some bitch that she's going to fucking clean for you, fuck for you, cook for you, and you're just go back into the closet like you're fucking Leonard Lake and Charles Ng. Like, no, that's not what's going to happen, okay? You know what I mean? Like, anyway. Yeah, I kind of got off on a tangent there. because I drew a boundary.
Before we play this thing, guys, I'm looking right now. We got 9,300 y'all in here watching. We're probably gonna hit test like in the video.
God, these guys are
I'll
so
keep it 1,000
popular.
with y'all. The mainstream media, right, is gonna go ahead and run and say that Crowder's an abuser. This is terrible. This is emotional abuse.
It doesn't look good.
Blah blah. Nobody on the internet is going to actually break this thing down line by line and expose a lot of the female manipulation tactics that the wife is employing here, okay? Because
I maybe saw. Here's the thing, and here's the only way I'll buy the female manipulation. The only way I'll buy it is that, think about this: you're marrying Steven fucking Crowder. Hold on a second. There's no way my camera's not like jipping and jerking. Like, is that just me? Pull up my stream on my fucking phone. Yeah, why is it doing that? Hold on a second.
we live in a world where women can do no wrong, women are angels, they're not manipulative, and the guy is always wrong, okay?
Okay, I disagree with all of that, but let's continue.
And there's a lot of things here that we can learn from, which we're gonna break this down. So I ask you not to like this video so that, oh yeah, we want to get a bunch of views. Like, I mean, that's a part of it, of course.
But exposure.
But the real reason is I want exposure out there so this video can come across someone's feed who might be going through a divorce, someone that might be going through a bad breakup, a guy that might be being emotionally, that might be being manipulated by his woman.
You could save a life.
Tactics like this.
You
could
think
save a life, man.
Okay? Because I've seen this happen time and time and time again.
And men
with
have no
guys.
voice.
And men have no voice. Real
Yeah.
talk. Okay? On the face level, watching it,
It looks
God, men only control 90% of business and manufacturing, and we're just mostly CEOs, and we control entertainment, and we're just so fucking quiet over here. We just don't even have a fucking voice anywhere. Yeah, men have the loudest voice, okay? That's not even getting into races or anything. It's just men have the loudest voice, period. That's just like facts. Now, I don't think you can really dispute that. There are definitely certain men that feel, like they're less than other men, but they're probably the majority of men, but it's still men in those positions of power. It's not like there's just women that are just running shit at the top. No, it's all dudes. It's all us. It's all us, bro.
really
it
bad.
looks really bad.
Really bad.
But if you are aware of female nature, you watch content like this, you know how women really move. You know that there's a lot of fucking cap in this shit right now.
And there's moving parts that we can't see.
Exactly.
So honestly, guys, like, if you can, share the video, like it, but we need exposure for this because we can save some lives.
Yeah, real talk, man.
Because we can
Again,
save some lives.
This is going to be
bruh.
a masterclass in teaching you guys how to detect female deception, which this is 100% going down
And
here.
the fact that she's pregnant makes it 10 times worse.
Absolutely.
You animal. How
Absolutely.
dare you?
Let me go. I'm really glad you brought that up. Let's keep it 1,000. Let's keep it a buck here. Pregnancy, a lot of the times, guys, is used as an excuse by women to behave poorly with little to no ramifications.
Have you ever been pregnant, you asshole? Like, do you know what the fuck happens to your body? You're like, ugh, God, you having to lay on your side, you just carrying a whole other person inside of you. Like, that just, bruh, like, the hormones that are fucking, like, bro, you can't say that, like, pregnant women are, you can't just make generalizations about pregnant women like that. It's just like, as a man. Like, that you would literally shit on any woman who was like, who would have been like, man, being a man is easy. All you gotta do is pee standing up and walk around with a fucking beard. Like, you would shit on her religiously, bro. You can't just sit here and be like, oh man, being pregnant is not even, is not that hard. What the fuck did you say? They're using being pregnant as an excuse to be lazy? Bruh, could you imagine what he wants his pregnant wife to do? Them fields need plowing. I don't care if you're gonna give birth next week, bitch. I got a podcast to do. Like, what? You better mop the floors. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm gonna say that again. Pregnancy is often used by women as an excuse to behave poorly with little to no consequences for their actions. That's just how it is, okay? And for all the people out there,
if you're pregnant with my baby, you can act as poorly as you want with me. I promise you. Okay, we got 9 months. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get through this thing. I'd rather deal with your bullshit for 9 months than like have to deal with like a kid that's disabled or something for like the rest of my life, or have to like injure you during the pregnancy. Like, are you fucking kidding me? These guys are monsters. Well, okay, maybe not monsters, but these guys have some really fucked up takes.
Oh, well, that's so insensitive. 8 months pregnant, blah, blah, blah. Let's go back in time. I vividly remember the year is about 2001. I was living in New Britain, Connecticut.
Oh
my mom was working a security job, making $8 to $9 an hour. She was about 8 months pregnant with my little brother, right? I'm about 11 years old at this time, right? She's my age. She's like 33. She was still working manual labor job, standing on her feet, working, and she wasn't acting outrageous.
But again, I still feel like Steven Crowder's wife is like, would have been like the top tier conservative queen of the fucking ball type shit, if that makes any sense, right? Like, we're talking about Steven Crowder's wife. Like, we're not talking about like a chick that you guys met, at Walmart when you guys were just shopping or something. Like, she knew who he was.
Control herself to a degree. Now, are all women, right, capable of controlling their emotions and being somewhat stoic in pregnancy? No, of course.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Steven Crowder's wife isn't going to work during any kind of pregnancy because she probably doesn't work when she's not pregnant, right? Like, this is not a working bitch, okay? Like, your mom sounds like you grew up in a pretty working class life, right? Like, that's just what it is, bruh. Working class. You're going to have to work. That's how you do it. You work. It's not middle class. It's working class. It's not poor. It's working class. It's like living paycheck to paycheck class. Most of the women that we deal with are going to work through their pregnancy. Okay, if you're not like a fucking millionaire, or you're not making a couple $100,000 and you maybe live in somewhere maybe like Texas, right? Then she's working throughout her pregnancy, and that's just what it is.
Now, I'm not saying every woman should be held to my mother's standard, but what I am saying is that there are women out there, right, a sizable amount, by the way, that don't let their pregnancy be an excuse for bad behavior and fuckery. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? And kudos to my mom, because I saw her act that way, working this job. She didn't want to work. My dad was in a rough place at the time, right? Like I told you before, I didn't grow up rich. But I watched her work a minimum wage job, right, to earn for us while she was 8 months pregnant, and she got it done. So when I see a lot of these entitled chicks, right, that are acting like fucking brats because they're pregnant when they don't work a job or they don't do anything, I don't have as much sympathy for y'all.
Most women aren't entitled chicks, right? You're only dealing with rich assholes who are dating like these super fucking gorgeous, like 10 out of 10 fucking model bitches. Like, this is not most of the women. This is like the 1% of women that you're talking about. Most women like have like most women get through their fucking pregnancies like goddamn stormtroopers, right? But there are some of them that have actual complications, and there are some things that you shouldn't have to do towards the end of a pregnancy, right? Like, working is one of those things, right? Like, but in the same vein, like most women do work and get it done while they're pregnant. It's just a fact.
Good point. And if you notice, they're saying this was years of abuse, right? Which we weren't there, so we don't know. But isn't it funny? They're only posting the video of her being pregnant with the abuse. Why is that? Because with the pregnancy added with the abuse, now it looks really bad.
Yep.
So it's all for a reason, man.
So we're breaking the third wall here, guys. Off rip. Even getting into an argument with your pregnant wife is going to be an L in the mainstream media.
You can't win.
You can't win. It's
can't
an
win.
L already.
Yeah.
All right? Now, let's go ahead and actually break down the video now that we understand where the hell we're at in this video. And I also want to go ahead and point out
the far back there.
the day and time. June 26, 2021.
So it was during COVID.
At about 12, if you look down the corner. Chris, can you read it for us? Because I can't see it from where I'm at.
Just a quick side note as well. We don't support
It's on the back corner. Bottom
violence to women
corner. Absolutely not.
in
12:34
any fashion,
12:34
shouting
p.m.
or otherwise.
Absolutely, yeah. You never put your hands on a woman. 'Cause
Never.
That's when you lose.
Never, yeah.
But what we are talking about, this is verbal manipulation tactics is what we're going to break down in this segment.
12:34 p.m.
12:34 p.m. Okay,
Cool.
Awesome. So that's when the video starts. Let's go ahead and run it.
Because I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary of abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car.
Pause. So you guys can see right away that there is some type of disagreement where he's stating to her that, hey, this is a boundary. This is what you're not going to do, right? And as the man, right, and the leader in the relationship, boundaries must be made. Because as your wife, who is supposed to follow you, she's quite frankly your subordinate because you are the leader, right?
I love how like marriage is a partnership is what I hear all day long, right? Only maybe in religions the man is the head of the household. Like that's the only time is like in fucking Christian school, right? Like, but for the most part, I hear like, you know, this is a partnership. It's, you know, supposed to be fucking like most of these red pill guys. It seems like I don't know, what's the best way I can say this? It seems like they want to date children. Like that's just what it seems like. I don't mean literally. I mean like mentally, right? It's like, what do you want? It's like, I want a woman. It's like they prefer to date younger women, and you ask them why, and they're like, well, younger women are leadable, right? They're moldable. You can basically you can influence them. You can manipulate them. Like you deal with an OG bitch. She's fucking seen all the tricks 1,000 fucking times, bruh. You deal with a chick that's your age, she fucking can deal with you. She can see right through you, okay? Like that's the thing. You deal with one of these young chicks, and she thinks you're fucking Batman, right? It was the same when you were in high school and you saw fucking high school girls dating grown ass men, and you talk to them about it, and they're like, well, he's got everything figured out and blah blah blah. And now as like a 30-year-old, I'm like, those dudes are losers. If you're out here getting your fucking pussy from a high school, you are a loser unless you're in high school. Period, point blank. I don't care if you're a freshman in college, bruh. You need to be starting talking to college women. Period. You're on the next level now. Upgrade. Period. Like I don't know what else to say. But like it seems like these dudes in the red pill are after these chicks that are super young. Like they're like, yeah, I want these like 19, 18, 19, 20-year-old chicks with like low body counts that like one don't have like the knowledge to fucking or even the will to like come at these guys if they fucking are trying to lead them in a fucked up way. They want women that are like moldable. They basically want fucking children. Honestly, that's what they're fucking trying to do. They all should just get fucking 12-year-old girls. But it just seems like, okay, you should fucking date somebody around your own age. Like men tend to date younger. Women tend to date a little older. That's just common trends. But like, if you're a 30-year-old dude and you're out here specifically looking for like a 19, 18-year-old chick, because you're like, oh, she's, you know, moldable and leadable, and I can fucking teach her and teach her how to be a proper wife, XYZ. You're kind of a piece of shit, and you're a manipulator, And honestly, bro, like you should probably look at yourself and think about, why do I want a woman that's basically like a sex slave? And it's like, is that saying something more about me? I think it is. That's all I'm saying.
She's supposed to follow your direction. So clearly, she's not adhering to some type of authority that he's trying to impose here.
And if we're gonna assume this is something leading with the car, and I'm gonna assume it means she didn't do her task or her, duty for that day or maybe that week, month as a wife.
And you're gonna see clues of this in the conversation.
So let's move forward. Yeah.
Because if you refuse to do wifely things,
Pause.
then I will.
Because if you refuse to do wifely things, all right? So we're starting to see a trend here, all right? Again, people are so focused on her response, her being pregnant, etc., but no one thinks to, like, why is Steven Crowder behaving the way that he is, right? It's evil, evil, evil. He shouldn't be behaving like this, like, But, I mean, he's human. He's a human, and clearly he's frustrated about something. You can see in the way that he's speaking, the body language, the dismissive nature of what he's telling her, the tonality.
Everything.
But the whole thing is like, okay, it's like her wifely duties, right? Was she aware of these duties? I'm sure she had to have been before she got into a relationship with fucking Steven Crowder.
She's clearly not doing something that she should be doing. And then you get, boom, right there within seconds of it, what is he saying? Your wifely duties. She ain't doing it. All right? Continue on.
Go pick up the groceries.
There's no groceries. I'd be happy.
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first?
Pause. Let's go back a little bit. I don't know if y'all caught that, but it's okay. We're going to rewind it for y'all. Why you might not have caught that. At about 24 seconds, the vid cuts. All right?
Yep.
Play it one more time. And you guys can see here, the time on the bottom right corner is 12:35:22. All right? Now go ahead and play it again.
So what the fuck does that
And then
mean?
once it cuts, Mo, pause it.
Yeah, it does cut. I mean, we saw the
Wood
cut.
pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you?
Pause. It cuts. Now it's at what? 12:36:03. Correct?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we got about we got damn near almost a minute, right, of missing context. We don't know what was said. And here's the other red flag too, guys. The wife sent this video. So I guarantee you that there was something said in there that would not put her in the best light. Hence why she cut that out.
And guys, the time is at the bottom right.
These guys are so stupid. It's a Ring camera, so it like records according to motion. They weren't moving, so it like I think it's like 90 seconds. It searches for motion. So if it's not moving, if nothing's moving when it searches for motion, then it stops recording, and it only started recording when she started moving. Let's take a look at it.
So I guarantee, and here, right, 3.
How about you?
Pause.
I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you?
Pause. It cuts.
It's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about?
Yeah, they were completely still, actually, weirdly enough, for that one like second that I guess it searched for the fucking.
Pause. It cuts. Now it's at what? 12:36 of missed. The wife sent this video. So I guarantee you that there was something said in there that would not put her in the best light. Hence why she cut that out.
The only thing that's shady is that it's dropping now. Now that they're officially about to go to court and all that stuff. But for the most part, Steven Crowder's a piece of shit. Always has been.
Out.
And guys, the time is at the bottom right in the corner. So if you want to see it, it's at the bottom
Gotta
right.
look very closely there. It's right there with the time, right? But we know that at about 24 seconds in the vid, it's at 12:35:22 CDT. Then at about 25 seconds in the vid, it abruptly cuts with a jump cut, and then it's next thing you know, it's 12:36:03. So we got almost a minute of conversation that's cut out. And again, the wife sent this video. So clearly it's going to be biased. What is she hiding? Why did you cut that out?
And clearly, Crowder is frustrated. Now, in terms of, for example, having Frame, he may have lost a little bit here, but reasonably, I mean, we can see here, she's not doing her part as his wife. So any man.
How can we see that?
We don't know what happened in that 40 seconds.
Yeah.
It could be him.
She could have just fucking started slapping the hell out of him and then dropped back, threw her hands back, and then acted like nothing happened. Like, what are you trying to say? What happened in those 40 seconds?
Airing out grievances.
Yeah.
He could be him explaining why she's wrong. It could be something that maybe might even validate this argument, right? But the point I'm trying to make here,
it was skipped,
is that she cut it out, and then she sent it to the press. That, my friends, is extremely important, because I guarantee you, whatever was said in that 40 seconds had some type of damning information that probably put her in a bad light.
And guys, pay attention. There's more cuts than that one.
Yep.
More cuts coming.
All right, let's continue on.
This is Fat Myron in the works.
Man, we out here, bro. These fucking chicks, they can't.
The breakdown.
They can't fool us all. God damn it. All right, go ahead.
Dory, how do you respect the man? Yes. How do you, man?
Pause. After she cuts it out, he says, how do you respect men? So clearly there's a frustration here with a lack of respect for authority. Okay? And I want y'all to pay attention to how she responds to him calling her out for her lack of respect. Okay?
How do you, man? Receive love and respect. No. How do you, man? No, you're not taking the car.
Steven,
You're not taking the car.
Steven,
You are not.
then I
Pause.
will ask them.
If you notice, right?
Dumb.
Saying repeatedly, you're not taking the car. And I saw a comment where someone said, but Steven Crowder, you can't afford to have multiple cars in your household. Well, first off, his household is going to be under his rules. And as a man, if you decide, hey, listen, we can have one car for the family, that's it.
That's so fucking abusive. I can't even. It seems like the only reason why you would have one car, right, would be because you wanted to keep one person from being able to move freely, especially around a state like fucking Texas. Like, stuff is drivable, not fucking ride-a-bikeable, drivable. Okay, like fucking, and that could be even hours depending on where you're going. Maybe not groceries, but still, groceries is probably like a 20-30 minute drive. Texas is a big state, is my point. And like, you know, if you're that rich, if you're Steven Crowder, there's no reason not to have two cars. Maybe one of them is in the shop. We don't know. Could be a possibility, but you know, it's not okay, right? If you have a woman that can drive, you know, she should, and you guys can afford it, there should be another car, you know, if she wants it, right? Which I feel like Steven Crowder's wife definitely did.
Regardless of how much money you're making, doesn't matter. As a man, you set rules and boundaries. So for him, that may be his rule for his family. So
we don't know if he might have a car in the shop.
Exactly. We don't know.
And they have two cars and it's just one.
But if he doesn't, it's his household.
Yeah.
He's making the money. He's providing for his wife. Hey, you know what? This is our plan of action. One car for the family. That's what it is.
So clearly she's defying him, saying, I'm going to take the car. Again, guys, I want to really make this very clear. We don't know what the argument's really about.
We don't know.
We really don't. Okay, so context does matter, contrary to what all these libtards are saying about, oh, this is an L anyway, blah, blah, blah. Right? Which I think, if anything, this is a very common argument between spouses. Like, this is not that serious, bro.
Yeah,
like, I've seen boyfriend and girlfriend have worse arguments than this.
Now, personally, I would have two cars, but we don't know how he runs his household.
We don't know.
We don't know what's happening. It might be a car in the shop.
Yep.
We don't know the context here.
I feel like everybody defending Steven Crowder says the same thing. Well, I wouldn't do that, but blah, blah, blah. Like, you're wrong. I'm sorry. You're wrong. Just sit down. Take it. Take the L. Steven Crowder's taking the L.
Yeah.
So,
and we don't know why he's telling her not to take the car. Guys, keep in mind, this is 2021.
Yeah.
This ain't 2023. Like, beer bug pandemic bullshit was still a big thing at this point. All right? Like, there were still lockdowns going on. There were still people in clown masks and all this other bullshit. The cloud world was in full effect in 2021. All right? Again, we don't know what the fuck was going on at this point.
Must be so nice to not have known anybody that died of COVID or anything. Could you imagine? If, like, you lived in a world where COVID was just like a hoax and all those people didn't die. Where does Myron think they are? They're like in a bunker somewhere, just chilling, waiting to come out in a little bit. Is that what's going on?
All right? All we know is that he's telling her not to take the car for some type of reason. All right?
Some type of reason.
And then she goes, I'll ask someone to pick me up. Who would you like me to ask? Which obviously is a sarcastic thing, right?
Yeah.
Instead of taking a car. The point isn't her taking the car. It's he clearly doesn't want her to leave. We don't know why, though. Okay? But
even the I'll ask someone to pick you up, he took that as a threat, which sort of makes me think like, who did she have come pick her up before? I don't think it was a dude or anything. I think it might have been like, you know, one of her girlfriends or something that she could like bitch to, or because he took it as a threat.
There's some clues here. Let's continue on.
Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
It's not a threat.
Pause.
Get an Uber.
Okay, Steven.
Pause. So, was that a threat? He's saying that because she's saying, I'm going to leave anyway. Who should I ask to take me a ride? Which is a sarcastic comment because clearly she's defying his authority. He doesn't want her to leave. Then he says, get it an Uber. Okay? That's important. Because all these people were saying, this guy's an asshole. He's telling her to take an Uber. Your pregnant wife take an Uber. I think he's talking about someone else getting an Uber. Get it an Uber or some other situation. I don't think that's her, guys.
Okay.
Again, it's speculation. But he didn't say get an
ridiculous.
Uber. He says get it an Uber. Important distinction. Okay? But once again, people don't pay attention. People don't have critical thinking skills. People operate on the feels and not the reals. All right?
Details.
God, the fucking red pill. You guys are the main guys that deal with the feels and not the reals. You guys had your heart broken one time when you were in college or high school by one chick, and now all of a sudden every chick on the fucking planet is the same way, and you want to say that we're dealing with feels and not reals? And trust me, it's hard for me to be fucking on the left and be like, yeah, we deal with reals. We are the ones that bring most of the fucking facts to the table in proper debates, and the facts sort of support our standards, right? That's why I'm on the left with most of the fucking most of my beliefs, because the fucking facts support it, right? And you're fucking sitting here with a fucking smile on your face like, yeah, all women are fucking bitches and they only fuck millionaires. And like, the only way, you're a millionaire. That's why you're only dealing with women who fuck millionaires. Okay? That's the only reason why, because most women don't have the opportunity to date a millionaire, so they're just gonna fucking go date Joe the plumber. And you know what? The fucking advice that you give when you're like, oh, go exercise and fucking eat right and fucking deal with your money better and level yourself up, that's great. But fucking Joe the plumber will never become Joe the millionaire, no matter how many fucking push-ups he does. So fucking telling him that like only the fucking women are fucking the top 1% is really fucking with his mind, right? It fucks with all their minds, okay? But you keep peddling this fucking red pill nonsense bullshit, and it's just, it's almost a fucking offensive that you think like to say to a grown-ass man, right, that's fucking been around the block, that's seen shit, okay? Not all women are fucking acting the same way. If you're in these fucking spaces where there are nothing but millionaires, sure. But if you talk to just a normal bitch, she's just a normal bitch. Anyway, I'm done with this. I've been fucking ranting about this for too long.